And dun 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 dun, I don't know what I'm doing, whatever. So, I'm back for another video, and this one's actually an intro to another series that I have. And this one's called Cleavehart, and this is actually what I refer to as the Cleavehart main story. And this is our dude with the lightning that was in like the big three. And this lady right here, I don't know if you can tell it's a lady, but that's his sister. I actually could not find a like beginning drawing of this guy because I was actually looking all over for it. Because yeah, that's I mean, I guess he doesn't really change in appearance wise, but his sister does. So I actually found one of her because she's actually the character that starts off the story. Oh yeah, you know what? I should probably start with naming these characters so I can actually tell you who they are. Because I actually don't even think I gave his name. So his name is Daniel Celebisi. And the Celebisi part is like crazy, and I don't know if like you ever like watched anything on my old channel, you might remember that name and the like a Minecraft avatar. Because yes, it was actually modeled after him. Because he was like my favorite character, and he still is one of my favorites, but my other two of the big three have kind of taken over for the ones that I like to write for the most. He's got lightning, he's got swords. I think that's like the biggest thing to tell about him, and he's also a pretty fun guy. And then his sister is kind of like a somewhat depressing character, where she just kind of drags the mood down a little bit, but that's because she has like a whole thing, and she actually has wind, and her name's Courtney. And it's actually not Celebisi because, long story short, his name wasn't originally Celebisi. So actually, their names are Daniel and Courtney Wilford, which was their original names. And don't worry about this guy up here because he's not even relevant at all. This was just literally the drawing that I found. So I had to so yeah, these guys, they're not even really in the story. It's actually like a thing for like a special thing that I wanted to write. The person back here is kind of in the story though. But yeah, they're basically two siblings that were split at birth because of the fact that they were born with excess abilities and their parents were worried. And he basically eventually joins like a tribe known as the Celebisi tribe, where the minute you join, you basically have to change your last name to join. And he actually switched his original last name, to his middle name. So his name was then Daniel Wilford Celebisi. And it's all confusing and all that, but it's just a basic intro to him, and he's the main character. Even though the story originally starts with her. But he's the one that takes over the story. And with that, I'm going to switch over, and I can show this, but this is actually what his sister looks like at the beginning. Don't mind the hair is weird, and I was still trying to figure out how to draw it. But basically, she's got short blonde hair that has a weird random tuft that never wants to sit down on top. And yeah, she's an angry, aggressive person at first. See, like, look at this gradual difference. It's so weird. And I know I'm talking about that, but this is Den of Nerdiness. You're already in here, so you can't leave. Well, I mean, I guess you could, but whatever. Yeah, I don't really know exactly what I was gonna say, and I'm just gonna put this in front of it. But so yeah, that's what she used to look like. And then the other third main character, and he's actually the one who takes over the story a great deal, is this guy. And I don't have a drawing of him what he looks like near the end or with me because I didn't grab one like an idiot. But his name is Cal, and he's actually a demonic character because I have a thing where in almost every one of my series I have demons because, you know, I love all the fantasy stuff and I love all the really weird stuff that I can use certain things with. Well, this guy is a certainly interesting one, and he's got white hair, red eyes. It's just kind of a thing that I have a habit of enjoying, like a weirdo. And well, he's just basically this dude who normally doesn't feel that many emotions, and and like, so he kind of has a habit of being rude. And it was mostly because with like what happened to him in his past, and I think I mentioned in my other video with the Ancient Legends one, that I will actually have an individual video for each character explaining their past all the way to the present. And I'll have to gather a bunch of pictures for those, so I can, like, you know, show off all of their development. And some of these photos I don't even know where are. So, yeah, I guess not photos or pictures. But anyway, that's besides the point. So this guy's name is Calidormu, and they call him Cal. And he's a demon who wields like a demonic magic, because he's also, yeah. And he's introduced early in the story. And he's, that, like I said, one of the secondary main characters, because he's, like, his story is told often without Daniel. He's one of Daniel's closest friends. But he was also friends with Courtney, so he's actually technically introduced in the first chapter in her flashback, because that's literally how I started the story. Because I have a thing about flashbacks. They're fun. Well, this one turned out to be a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. So let's just kind of do this a little bit. And so we got lightning rod, wind, and then punching guy. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, there's nothing really else I have to say, because this is just an introduction. So this one's called Cleavehart, and it's basically this like, it's a complete world shares similar creatures to all of mine, because I reuse all of the made up monsters that I've come up with, or maybe even have the forms of, I don't know. So they definitely share dragons, and dragon types. They're both fantasy worlds, just like this one. And I will actually get into the whole lore of Cleavehart, because there's a lot. Because honestly, I've come up with a lot for Ancient Legends, but I've come up with a tremendous amount of lore for this series. So that can be gotten into in a later video. Okay, and with that, I think I'm going to end this one, and thank you for watching.